apply for HELB and is placed in an institution of higher learning, be it a TVET or a university, will definitely get upkeep loan. Okay, upkeep loan ni pesa ya kuweka mfuko ikuwe warm, unlike our weather right now. So let me tell you, I've mentioned them a couple of times. I think right now you already have it in your head about the agencies, the funding bodies that we are funding, and that is the University Fund, which gives tuition scholarship to public universities only. Okay, and then we have State Department of TVET, which gives tuition scholarship again to institutions under the Ministry of Education, public TVETs only. Okay, and then now we have HELB, which comes in with tuition and upkeep money to be give to public institutions and private institutions. However, if you have been called to a private institution, you will only get tuition fee and no upkeep fee. I know you'd ask why, but honestly, a private sponsored student is using a lot of money, matters fees, and that is where we come in to help reduce the burden. So I will move straight to how we fund. Okay, we will fund you with we get to fund you by checking on a couple of things. Okay, so we want check your income and expenditure. You know, a family with one child and a family with 10 children is not the same. Okay, a family with students who are in university and a family with students who are in PP1 is not the same. So those are the things we look at. Then your program cost. How much is your cost? Is it so expensive? Is it doable? Is it something you can manage? We do that as well. And then we also check to ensure that we work on the affirmative action, to ensure that people who are vulnerable, people who are living with disability, abled differently, and other several indicators that we would get for affirmative action, we will definitely use them when it comes to allocating you the loan. Okay, so undergraduate scholarship and loan eligibility. Okay, I have said it and I'll keep saying it. Sitachoka, I could be that broken record for today for you guys so that we don't get it twisted. So when you apply for an undergraduate course in a university and you've been placed, okay, we shall be able to give you scholarship and loan. Okay, so Kenyan students placed in public university by KUUCPS, again, KUUCPS keeps appearing, will keep appearing over and over. So from the year 2022, 2023, 2024 to date, you know, those people who have been placed and sat for their KCSE those particular years, then will definitely get both loan and scholarship again if you apply for both. Okay, but for the students who have who have decided to self-admit, you know, like they walked to the school, got the papers, or they did it online without involving KUUCPS, then we call them self-sponsored students, and those ones only qualify for loan. Okay, and also students who are under the old funding model, yani kumaanisha wenye wamekalia mtihani 2021 kurudi nyuma mpaka Kingdom Come 1995, you know. Okay, those ones, they will be able to only get loan only. Sawa sawa. So the ones for scholarship and loan are those who have been placed by KUUCPS from 2022 to date, and then they sat for their KCSE again in 2022. Yeah, then if you have just walked into a university and got self-placement, we can give you loans only. So we have to let you know that you need to request for this. Okay, you just don't say I have been placed by KUUCPS, so I will get my loan or my scholarship. You have to show interest so that we will be able to fund you. Okay, and please make sure you do your application in good time. I'm sure after this, we would love to see our portal heating up, because it's so busy. We would love that, and we are here for you. Okay, so you see, when it comes to scholarship, you get it from the university fund, okay? They're the ones who give you guys scholarship. Therefore, you have to be placed by KUUCPS and do an undergraduate application, and you are actually doing an undergraduate course in a public university. I will move to when you get loan only. You have self-admitted yourself to us an institution, and therefore you will only be able to get the loan parts. I will move to TVETs. When it comes to TVETs, you need to be placed by KUUCPS. Alternatively, if you're a working student, we will still fund you by the loan aspect only. However, a working student can get placed by KUUCPS, okay? I'm sure once Professor Oloj works his mic, he'll be able to talk to you about that. And then you need to be doing a diploma course, a craft course, or an artisan course, of which we will fund you. And in this case, we do something called progression, okay? So if you started with artisan and you've benefited for that loan, then you will proceed and do for craft, and you will benefit on that loan, and then proceed diploma. Kwa hivyo usikufe moyo, kama grade ya KCSE didn't do it for you, you have now a second chance to do it yourself, okay? So, and you need to be admitted to a TVET institution under the Ministry of Education, and it should be a public one, okay? Now, we will move direct to application requirements. When we speak on the application requirements, we need you to have a valid email address. With a valid email address, kindly ensure you have the password, because, hey, you guys are showing us things, yeah? Gen Z, you are showing us things. You are putting weird email addresses that you equally forget. So please ensure you have a good email address that you will remember, and a password that you can also remember. Ensure you have a telephone number, okay? Because a code will be sent to that telephone number. It's a one-time PIN, and then you will be able to click on it, so that input it actually on the portal, so that you can be able to proceed, okay? Then you need to have your KCPE index number and the year you sat for the exam, okay? KCPE index number and the year you sat for exam. We know there has been a confusion up for 2020, 2021, because guys sat for exams twice. So with those years, kindly make sure you put your index numbers correctly, okay? Then if you were sponsored in a primary, ensure that you also attach that copy of that sponsorship letter, okay? You can get it from your sponsor. You can, if the sponsor was an individual sponsor, he could write a letter and have it stamped by your area chief, and then you will attach it as a PDF. We also request you to have your KCSE index number and year of examination. Kindly note, you need to have the correct index number and year of examination for it to be able to populate your details. By populate namaanisha ilete details bila wewe kutype, okay? So please ensure that you put the correct details. Next, you need a sponsorship letter. If you are sponsored, please don't ignore this, because again, remember, we fund you as per level of need. Sasa, if you needed a sponsor at some point, then clearly it means lazima tukushikilie mkono mpaka upate your degree, ama your diploma, ama your craft. We need to hold your hand and help you. But we will only do that if you speak about it, okay? Now, On the fifth one, we would need you to have an admission number to the institution you have been called to. Okay? With the admission number, ensure that it is correct and put the everything. When you look at your admission letter and you see where the admission number, kindly indicate everything, including the letters, the numbers, the strokes, the hyphens. Just indicate everything as it is on your admission letter. Okay. Then, of course, we will need to see you. We need a small passport size photo of you, because you guys are playing with us and then you decided to put a chihuahua, your best chihuahua, you decided to put your best tree, the one that you planted. No. Now we have AI and to be able to see that you are giving us something that is not correct, and that will make your application defective. Okay? And because we want to fund you in good time, we don't want to waste time, ensure you put what we are just asking for. Okay. We will need your ID. If you're 18 years and above, we would need your national ID or Maisha card. So please, if you have your ID or Maisha card, ensure you make sure it is a PDF on the same page, okay? The back and the front, ensure they're all on one page, not two separate pages, okay? Once you have done that, then you will be able to attach it on our portal. You will see a part where you attach the two, the passport photo and your ID. Now, we have students who are here right now and they are below 18 years and you're wondering, oh my God, do you mean I will have to become 18 for me to continue with my education? No. That is why HELB and all the funding agencies are here to assist you, because we have agreed that you can use your birth certificate if you do not have your ID, and you can use your waiting card if you're below the age of 18 and don't have your ID. That is when we agree to this. Alternatively, you could be 18 years, but you have not gotten your ID. So you will use your KCSE index number when you start the registration. Okay? KCSE index number when you start the registration. Now, this is where I need to jog your mind a bit. Mutakumbuka hiyo wakati mshakuwa 18. Please mukumbuke, because you guys are young. You should remember anyway. So, what I am saying you should remember is to update your ID. Kindly do not open another account. Do not open another account. You just ensure that you update that same account that you had created using your KCSE index number. I hope that is very clear. Update account, not open a different account. Okay, let's move forward. We'll need you to have a valid bank account or an M-Pesa number registered under your name. Okay, so ensure you have a valid bank account or an M-Pesa number. For those who are minors, you'd be asking, where can I open an account and I don't have an ID and that's what they need? You will use your birth certificate and your KCSE result slip and walk to the nearest post bank and open an account. Okay, then we will need your parents' national IDs, the numbers, okay, and their registered telephone numbers. So you need, your parent will be sent a one-time PIN so that you can input to verify that that is their number, okay, and that is their ID number, and they're actually giving you consent to apply for this help, because we have realized that quite a number of you are just applying. There's upkeep. I qualify, I just apply, but your parents are capable of ensuring that you study without any stress. So kindly ensure that you are applying for this because you're actually needy and you need it, okay? And then we would need a copy of your parents' death certificate if they are deceased. If your parents passed on, may they continue resting in peace. However, we would need a copy of the death certificate and your birth certificate to confirm that actually this is your parent and now they have rested. We are doing this not because we like tuko na kiherehere tunapenda mambo yenyu. We are doing this because we notice students are just killing their parents, you know. So because we do not want killing by HELB loan, we want them to be there and accept that, yes, I'm giving you consent to apply for this loan. No, I'm not giving you consent, okay? And then if you are brought up by a single parent, you will need a single parent declaration form. Again, it is on the portal. You download it. I'm going to show you a sample of how it looks and just what is needed from that document, okay? And then once you have that, you will attach it there and proceed with the application, okay? Then once you have filled these things, now that one confirms that you're just doing okay, and you would now need guarantors because you need loans, okay? So our loans are very social. We do not ask you for your title deed or for your logbook. No. We just need data. So if you give us correct data, then we will definitely be able to process and you will be able to benefit. So we would need details of 2 guarantors. 2, they can still be your parents, or they can be someone else that you know, because we will just be calling them ile siku uta default, utakataa kutulipia loan, because remember, this is a loan. Unlike scholarships, which are free, this is a loan, okay? So I'm going to show you how the portal looks like, how the single parent declaration form looks like, so that you can just get a snippet of what to expect when you will be applying. So this is how the form looks like. So we would need the student details, and we would need the parents' details, and then you will go to an advocate, and then or a commissioner of oath, a magistrate. You know, all our learned friends can help with this and stamp for you and sign that you are actually coming from a single parented household. Si pia udaku, we just want to get to know our new client more, okay? Now, I will move to the things that you should have on your computer as a soft copy, okay? Number 1, the passport size photo. Number 2, your national ID or Maisha card. Remember, it's on the same page. Number 3, the birth certificate if you're below 19 years, okay? And remember, guys, if you are in a position to get the self-declaration form, it also needs to be in soft, okay? If you need the death certificates, it needs to be in soft, okay? Those are the only attachments that you will need. Moving on swiftly, so this is how our portal looks like. Remember, we open our application every beginning of July every year. So make sure you apply so that you do not miss out. And the earlier you do apply, the better, okay? So on the first page, once you have registered using your index number or your ID, this is what you will see, you know. So on the extreme left-hand side, you will be able to see my profile, where you will need to update your study level, okay? So once you update your study level, kama umeitwa shule ufanye diploma, hapa kwa education level admitted, eka diploma, okay? Then once you fill the profile, you will find the first time diploma level 6 application, okay? If you have been called for a craft course, you will find the first time craft certificate application course. So if you've been called for a certificate course, ensure on education level you put craft certificate. Okay, if it's a degree course, very, very easy, degree, and we move on. Okay, then this is how the tabs will look like. Okay, the person that you will put your personal information, then you get to the residence information, then the education information where you will input your KCSE and KCPE details, then you get into your institution details, and if you are placed, these details definitely pop up. Okay, we have connections, you should know people but we have connections, and we are able to get that information very easy and help you with your application. So it just pop-ups, it's just a pop-up, yeah, once you put the correct details. Okay, then now you get to your parents' details where you input their information, and last but not least, you will be requested to complete your profile, where you are requested, if you are placed, kindly ensure that you choose both scholarship and loan. Okay, scholarship and loan. Now, once you have chosen scholarship and loan, what do you get to see? This is what you get to see. You will see a first time whatever application you're applying. So if it is first time TVET diploma, you will see it. If it is a first time undergraduate, you will definitely see it. Okay, once you click on the open tab, then you will get to a part where you will do your financial literacy and give us a data consent, accept it, and then you will fill details about your guarantor. Then you will equally fill payment details. This is where you ensure you put the correct bank details and the correct phone number so that it does not keep giving you an error. Okay, then finally you will finish the application and submit it. And if you applied for loan and scholarship, you will definitely get 2 application forms on your email. We will send the application forms to your email. I hope that is very clear with all of you. We will move to getting to speak about loan repayment. Okay, because this is a loan and has to be paid back. The fact that it has to be paid back, we will give you 1 grace year period, 1 year grace period. Okay, this is because Niku hustle, everybody is hustling, you know, and before you put your affairs in order, you ensure everything has been done well, then we will give you that time to fix around and know how it is to now be a complete adult, because now you see no one will be taking care of you. It is ni wewe na Mungu wako. But don't worry, we will all get a way to repay it back if you use it wisely and if it helps you in your education, and you definitely will be able to pay us back. Okay, so the repayment period, if we give you the loan, is roughly 10 years. Okay, it could be more, it could be less, but you need to speak to us in the event unaona itakuwa more. Okay, usikae tu kisema ai si hata Kenya iko na deni lakini wewe uitwi Kenya, so make sure you pay the loan. Okay, and then our loan is insured. Now, we are not telling you to die because it is insured against death. So in the event you die, may you continue resting in peace. However, we do not want you to die because of just a loan. It is just a loan. Na tumesema pia Kenya iko na loan. So ideally, the insurance will pay back the loan. How do they do it? Your next of kin will just give us your death certificate and a copy of your ID, and we will start processing. Okay? So I will get straight to the tips on financial, how would you get your financial aid? Utajua aje where to get the money for your education. Okay? Sinishawaambia ya HELB, but I can still give you more tips that you need to research widely. Okay, get to know where to get these funds in your area. You might just find there's someone around your area looking for an engineer and is ready to fund you, and then you'll become his personal engineer. So try as much as possible to do your research well. Also apply early. If you're applying for the government financing, ensure you apply very early. And lastly, you can check on the multiple sources that are there. Yeah? Wewe ukiona tu your county is giving funds, chukua, shikilia. Ukiona tu kuna mtu anataka kupeana for education, be it 10,000, 5,000, we keep saying haba na haba hupunguza kibaba. But sijui kama ya Gen Z bado ni haba na haba hupunguza kibaba. Hujaza. Oh, hujaza. Si kupunguza, you see? Anyway, yeah, hujaza. So because I am giving you guys money, I need to talk to you about budgeting. Ndio hii pesa tusitumie vibaya. I need to talk to you about budgeting, ndio hiyo pesa usitumie vibaya. Okay? So number 1, when you're budgeting, what do you need to do? Ensure you list all your income and expenses, all of them. Just list them, yeah? All of them, just list them down. Then check your spending limits. Ensure that if in a day you said unatumia 100, usidanganywe na baby girl ama baby boy utumie more than 100. Stick to your limits, okay? Then track your expenditure. Jana ulitumia so, leo umetumia 80 bob. What did you do differently for you to use the 80 bob today and yesterday you used 100? Find out, so that you can do it better and end up adjusting your expenditure. Okay? Then save for emergencies. Emergencies ni mingi. Mingi sana. Unaweza kuwa unaitwa na lecturer shule na bado uko kwa hostel, so lazima upande nduthi. That is still an emergency in your case. Okay? So save for your emergencies. Okay? Then basically the money rule remains the same. The money rule remains the same, which is the 50-30-20 rule. 50, ensure that it takes care of your essentials, your food, your rent, your transport. 30% could take care of your entertainment. Entertainment, sijasema county. Nimesema entertainment. Yani, you can go pale Uhuru Park, relax, you watch the birds, just, something, that could relax you, okay? County, sidhani itakurelax as much. Haya. Then 20% take it to your savings, yeah? Save and save until you can no more. I don't think there's anyone who's gotten to that point, but keep saving, okay? And ensure that your debt is paid. Unajua, labda ulikuwa umeomba mtu 20 bob ya nduthi, you need to pay it back. It is a debt. Okay, so where do you find us? You can find us at our 26 select Huduma centers. We are almost everywhere, guys. We are almost everywhere. But if you can't find us on these spaces, then you can find us on our social media pages. You will also find us on our anniversary towers, which is mezzanine 1 and mezzanine 2 floors. You will find us there. And also you can talk to us on email or you can call us. However, the applications are currently open and we shall be on ground to help you guys apply. Okay, so the fact that we'll be on ground, kindly follow our social media pages to be able to be updated on where we will be, and I'm sure it's gonna be a place near you. So having said all that, thank you so much for listening to me. My name is Edna Nafula. So we shall now head to let Professor Oluoch speak to you about the KUUCPS placement transfers, and then we could have your questions, and also keep the chats busy because there's someone answering to all your questions on social media, on Facebook, and also on Teams. Thank you. Professor Lodge?
Thank you very much. I'm not sure whether you can hear me now. Am I audible?
Yes, you're very audible.
Thank you, and sorry for the technical challenge that I experienced earlier during the opening session. Well, like you have been told, we are KUUCPS, Kenya Universities and Colleges Central Placement Service. We are in charge of first offering career guidance to students while they're in high school, Form 1 through to Form 4, and then eventually opening or giving them a platform to apply to universities and colleges after the results are out. And so we have finished the placement process. We released the placement results on the 1st of July this year. After that, we had a lull of two weeks just to enable students, parents, and guardians to digest the information regarding the institutions and programs into which the students were placed. And then we opened the portal for students who wish to transfer from one institution to another, one program to another, to do so. And that is going to go on until 24th of this month, 24th of August. That's the next few weeks. So who is eligible for transfer? Because I believe here we are addressing both students who are going to the universities and those that are going to TVET institutions. For universities, students are eligible to transfer from one program to another in a different university, or one program, or same program, from one university to another university. The 2024 KCSE, 2023 KCSE, and 2022 KCSE are all eligible to apply for transfer. And you must note that there are two different types of transfers. There is the inter-institutional transfer that by its name means moving from one institution to another. You could move from one program to another, or you could move from the same program in the university where you've been placed and carry on with the same program to a different university, provided one meets the cluster qualifications or the cluster weights of that program in that institution. So if you are interested to transfer, and it is not transfer season, so it is not transfer for transferring's sake. You really have to have reasons why you want to move from the university where you have been placed to another university, because even in that university where you're moving from, it's you who made the choice. It is you who made the selection for that program and that university. So we don't move because it is nice to move, or we don't move or transfer because the window for transfer has been opened. We have to have a discussion with our parents and guardians. We have to have a discussion and an inflection with ourselves as to the reasons why we are moving and the benefits accruing from that move. And so we want to all the time encourage students to really take that into serious account. At any stage of your transfer application, if you change your mind, you may still log into your portal and cancel your transfer so that you remain where you are. Now, there is also the other level of transfer where a student moves from one program to another but retains the university, retains the college in which they have been placed. That is conducted internally at the institutional or university level. And so students will report to the institutions where they have been placed. And those institutions have their own ways of managing inter-faculty transfers or inter-program transfers or inter-school transfers, as the case may be, as they call it. And so at any given time, Again, if you're moving or you're changing your program or your faculty or your school, you also have to, you need to have a discussion with yourself, with your peers, with probably your dean of students, register academic, and so on and so forth, so that you don't just move, you don't just change faculties or you don't change programs, but there's a valid reason why you're doing so. Now, at any given time in the course of transfers, students are required to have consistency in terms of their status. Like you have been told, the processing of students has many agencies involved. There is the KUUCPS that does the placement, there is the HELB that does the funding, there is the university's funding, UF that does also funding, there is the State Department for TVET, State Department, all of those that are involved. What is important is that your records remain consistent and updated. Do not move, do not walk into one institution if you have not officially transferred or if you have not officially logged into the system to initiate that transfer, and do not move until your transfer has been approved and you have a letter, you have downloaded the letter from us approving your transfer, and you have an admission letter to your new institution where you have chosen to go. This is because of the need to have consistent records and consistent information. Your placement, institution, and program at KUUCPS should be the same as your placement and program at UF should be the same as your placement and your program at HELB, and should also be the same when we are reporting to the ministry and also to the other institutions where we report. So at all times, ensure that your movement is approved. We have had instances where in our portal, a student is, say, in KU doing BCom, in the HELB, information or database, the student is in Mogi doing BEd science, and so on and so forth. So money is scattered all over the place. The student is in a different place, and it's just chaotic. It takes time before that record is corrected, if at all it's going to be corrected, and then you lose time because you need to concentrate in your studies. You need to be, just concentrating and not chasing money and moving offices and institutions back and forth. So, should you wish to transfer, like I've said, just make sure that you do it in the system. Do not get to be called by an institution or by your relative who works in that institution and tell you to report, and the others will follow. We have had such cases, and we've had students being involved in such who later on are not able to apply for loans, are not able to apply for scholarships, and end up suffering in those institutions. So money goes to an institution where the student left a long time ago, and vice versa. So that is as far as transfers are concerned. Now let me talk about the TVET transfers. Of course, for many years, the rule has been the same. The student is eligible for transfer within the last 2 years of placement. And the last 2 years of placement are those years that I enumerated at the beginning. So we are talking about the last 2 years of placement. This current placement is 2025-2026 placement cycle. And we are processing all students who are to transfer from one institution to another. The last year's placement is 2024-2025. That is 2023 KCC cohort. And then the other year, or the second year, is 2022-2023, and that is the 2022 KCSE cohort. But we realized that it was creating a lot of problems, particularly in TVET institutions. Because when we open the portal for transfers, for applications, we allow students from as way back as the year KCSE 2000 to apply for placement to non-university or TVET institutions. And so we realized that it was becoming a bit problematic to students and even to the institutions. And so what we have done is we have waived that requirement. For students who are in TVET, regardless of the year of KCAC, going forward, they will be able to apply for inter-institutional transfers. But for that, I should repeat, only applies to TVET institutions and students who are who have been placed to TVET colleges or non-university colleges for that matter. So let's just ensure that this is where we have our officers who are all the time ready and willing to help students to navigate through their KUUCPS related issues or HELB related issues as the case may be. But again, we also have 65 Huduma centers across the country. And we all the time have trained and capacity built Huduma center managers and the cyber operators that are operating within those Huduma centers. So it doesn't have to be just the 15 Huduma centers where our officers are located throughout the country. If you need our services, if you need attention of any kind, you should be able to feel free to walk to any, or should I say, the nearest Huduma center to you in any part of the country. And ask for KUUCPS services, you will be guided and you will be assisted adequately. So I think, Edna, that probably could just be the short brief of what we had to say to this. I'm going to stick around. If there are going to be any questions or queries or comments or clarifications that are needed insofar as KUUCPS is concerned, I should be able to take them and respond. Thank you very much, even for inviting us. And we really, really are grateful for this.
Thank you, Prof. Thank you, Prof, for that insightful presentation. The clarity was top-notch. We must appreciate. The details were pretty clear, crystal clear. We look forward to just hearing from the audience. If they have any questions, those will be shared in the chat. And glad to know that you'll hang around for a little while for us to engage in the Q&A session that comes after the next presenters. So Asante Sana, Prof, for making time to do the presentation. So moving forward, we have another presentation from Postbank. So it's my pleasure to invite CPA Elijah Malit, the General Manager Banking. We had his introduction to bring to us a presenter from Postbank. CPA Malit, please go ahead.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Once again, I was not supposed to talk the second time, but slides Edna, there's some slides that Edna's been touched, so you forgive me for talking a second time. Edna talked about there's some two. Nice. Edna talked about some two slides. One of them talking about budgeting, another one was talking about some rule, 50-30-20 rule. And you know what? That's actually our job. When we combine those two slides, we're talking about financial literacy, which is the job that we do. Almost 80% of what we do is financial literacy. So we do not only open account for you guys, we take you through the process, noting that money is good, but money can turn out to be bad if it is used badly. So that's why we come in, to make sure that as you walk the journey, you are introduced the issue of getting your boom, your chapa, you are able to use it wisely. With that, so that we negotiate. We never realize what to negotiate. You're 50-30-20. Hapo kwa entertainment kidogo, tupunguze kidogo. I'm talking from experience. Entertainment, yes, we know that work without play makes Jack a dull boy. We know that. Tutapunguze expenditure kidogo, tulete 20%. Hapo kwa saving, tuseme 30. Because again, saving is our job. By the way, Postbank is the only savings bank in Kenya. Government knows that. Only savings bank in Kenya. So for saving, if at all you are talking about saving, think about Postbank. We are here for you guys. Imagine the journey. We'll work together. Allow me to invite my colleague Mercy to give you the meat now, to give you the meat of what we do and why we feel so great that we are able to talk to you guys. Mercy, thank you very much.
Okay, good morning, everyone. Thank you so much, Mr. Malit, for the introduction. And it's true that our mandate is to inculcate a savings culture